Good evening. Welcome to the Paropod with your hosts, Owen Thompson and Mark Sheridan.
Hello there.
Today we're going to be talking about quite a lot of stuff, a lot on our plate right now.
A big beefy film to get through.
A big beefy film. We're following up on the Climax recommendation from episode 1, which I hope you all listen to. But yeah, there's quite a bit to talk about.
But before we get into that though, Mark, there's like more pressing matters to attend to.
Really?
The big enchilada.
Oh.
Twilight Eclipse.
Oh shit.
Because, God, Climax is going to be so heavy and we're going to go to some very
dark places, disturbing places.
Like, the most fucked up places. Not even got to do with the film, but like
beyond the
film. We're going to be using it as a portal to some deeper.
Oh shit! He brought in the description. Oh shit! It's a lot to take in the first 59 seconds.
59 seconds. I know. It's like also I think it's gas that now people are going to realize like, oh, they're recording these and then putting them out 2 weeks later.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
Like there's a
delay.
There's a like the first episode was recorded a month ago.
Oh shit, yeah, it was.
We're talking about fucking Trump banning TikTok. I don't think that even happened.
That didn't happen at all, actually. Yeah, we lied. It was fake news.
All fake news. Trump keeping up with all the fake news. But all right, so I watched Twilight Eclipse, the third film in the Twilight franchise, the Twilight Saga, should I say? Like I don't know why I always thought like the third one for some reason would be my favorite. I don't know why I just had that feeling about it. I was drawn to the film kind of, and I was right. This film is so fucking good.
What?
It's easily the best one so far. For like, I was explaining to Isabel like why it was my favorite, and she hated it. And I think anyone that likes Twilight that's gonna hear this is gonna hate it. Why I like this film, right?
Oh shit!
So I made a point system right on my phone. I'm just gonna go through these points, right? So, right. So starting off with like every film is a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 to begin with, right?
The fangs.
This film gets a +1 because nearly in the first 15 minutes of this film, Edward Cullen, the vampire, goes off to Florida. Like,
what?
He goes to Florida to meet Bella's mom. Like,
why?
I don't know why. Like, why? That was like, it did not need to. Oh no, he has to go with her because to keep her safe or something. I can't remember what there's a reason to it. But
meet the parents.
No, it is like. Well, he's already met Charlie, which also Charlie is another +1, right? The dad.
This guy is such a hunk. We've talked about it 3 times.
Oh no, he's a hunk, right? But he knows, like, it's like he's the only character in the film that knows this is all bollocks. Like he's like, what? He's like looking at that Edward and he's like, this dude's such a fucking loser. And he's actually funny in the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fucking Edward going to Florida just makes no sense. They don't even try and explain like how he does it. There's one scene where they're in Florida and Edward's just sitting inside in the house.
He's just chilling.
How
does he cope with the sun, or is that at night?
I don't know. You don't see them going to Florida. It just cuts to them in Florida.
No, but like he's in the sunshine state. Like what does he do? Does he take any precautions?
I don't know. Like
he just
probably has
out.
an umbrella.
Yeah, probably a vampire umbrella.
Yeah, that big, huge black vampire umbrella. But like, that's what. Because I was saying that to my dad, and he's just like. He's like, that wouldn't be too weird. I was like, Dad, what are you talking about? If some fella's walking around Florida, like skinny, like Edward Cullen design,
a banky on the canal, like
looking at,
it's not right.
Like walking through Florida with a fucking umbrella, you're gonna be like, that dude is 100% a vampire. Like, yeah, it's obviously a vampire.
But he was in Florida, so it's cool. It's just normal. Like,
yeah, I guess so. I guess he got away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Charlie. Like, Bella's dad is so good. It's so good. I'm not even talking about, like, I am sick. Like, fuck talking about the acting and all that shit from these films. That's not what's important about these films, right? That's not what matters. There's bigger important things to talk about than the shit acting and the shit dialogue. But all right. So then they get back from Florida, and Jacob is there, right? And Jacob's slightly changed because he's kind of emo Jacob.
Oh shit.
He has like his hair like kind of over his eye a little bit.
Like a Spider-Man 3 Jacob.
Yes. Yeah, exactly right. So we're at a 6 out of 5 film right now, Mark. How can things go wrong? Well, I'll tell you how things can go wrong, Mark. Is that Jacob is super rapey in this film. Cancel.
He
just Right. Oh yeah. Also, I'm gonna, if anyone's listening to this that like put it on the poll and voted for Jacob, you all have emotional problems.
I voted for Jacob.
Yeah, Mark, you have
I
emotional
represent the
problems.
minority. I haven't watched this film in ages.
He like he kisses Bella like just out of nowhere, like forcibly.
Yeah.
And then he's super possessive over her as well, and really weird and creepy. I'm just like, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you don't have a, you don't have a say in this whatsoever. Like, she wants to be with Edward, and he's like, no, she loves me too. It's like, shut the fuck up, Jacob. Shut up.
Just imagine you yelling at the TV.
I'm just sitting there in bed like, shut up, Jacob. Just get up and start punching the fucking TV. Yeah. So because of that, we're minus 2 points. So we're down to a 4 out of 5 film.
Minus 2 points. That's rough.
But we're getting a +1 because the Cokes get represented by Jacob. So we're getting him for +1.
The Cokes, yeah, the incel army.
God, he is such a cook. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, Jacob started the incel movement.
Would you say he would be an incel in real life, or do you think he's too hot to be an incel?
Jacob?
Yeah.
I think the fact that he's so caught up on his own miseries, his own inability.
Woe is me.
Yeah. I think definitely. He's definitely a precursor to that sort of movement. You might even say he founded it.
He's a 4chaner.
Jacob was definitely on 4chan.
He's definitely on 8chan.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
Even darker than that. And then... Wait, alright, so this is my favorite thing in these films, right? So Jasper, right?
Vampire.
You know which one Jasper is?
They all look sort of similar, to be fair.
He's the one that's like Alice's boyfriend. And he's got like the blonde hair.
Oh, right.
He was
that the old guy? Like the dad?
No. He's like he's the one he's the newest addition of the Cullen family.
All right.
And yeah, if you saw like you
I haven't seen it in
ages. If you see it, but excuse me. He was a Confederate. That's what his backstory is.
He was a racist, you mean?
He
a racist and an incel. This movie is going down in flames,
Why?
He was a slave owner.
Like, why is he Confederate? I mean, like, why not just make him like what was it called? The fucking like what are they called? What Confederates versus the
Union?
The Union, yeah.
The Unionists, they're bastards as well. Fuck.
There's no good sides. But
they're all the same.
This is so stupid. Like, why would you make a character a fucking Confederate?
Wait, how is it explained that he's Confederate?
Because in this film there's a secret army being built, right? So the Cullens and the Wolves, I can't remember what the tribe are called, but they join forces to take down the oncoming vampire army that's coming. And Jasper trains them. I was like, oh, what does Jasper do? I was like, oh, because he's got the most experience.
Because he's a racist.
And
Jasper training his army of incels to defend the territory.
Yeah, but he just turns. He's like, "Oh, I fought the Civil War," and like Bella's just like, "Oh, on what side?" And he's like, "The Confederates." And no one's like, "What the fuck, bro?" Like, no one's like that. I was like, "Yeah, man."
Nice.
Which is like, I don't know why you had to, like, you could have picked any war in the history of ever, and you chose that. Yeah. But and then alright, so this is like, alright, so this is actually a genuine problem with the films that I didn't bring up last time. All these films are 30 minutes too long. Like, they just
How long is this?
2 hours. They're all 2 hours.
2 hours. That's pretty normal these days, isn't it?
It is these days, but like, there's so much you can cut out. Like, it's like scenes just go on for so long. Just cut it down a little bit. Like, just you can take out 30 minutes. It's fine. You can get rid of that. But yeah. Nah.
You see, this is directed by David Slade.
No.
Very good director.
What did he do?
Hannibal.
The TV show.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
American Gods. Loads of other stuff that I can't remember right now.
He just does TV shows, does he?
No, he does other stuff as well. I'll look it up.
But the undercover, or not the undercover, the secret vampire army was another standout point in this film. Like, thankfully, this film like doesn't really drag on the whole love triangle, because that's just so fucking boring.
Yeah.
But this like we learn a bit more about the vampire world kind of,
Mm.
and how like young vampires are actually the strongest because they have human blood still in their veins. That makes them stronger.
All right, so they feast on
Yeah.
their own blood.
I guess they do, yeah.
Mm.
They must, yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting twist.
Do you think that would hurt?
I don't know, because like when you consume the human blood within you, doesn't it turn into vampire blood or vampire life force, whatever courses through their veins?
Yeah, what goes through their veins? Do they bleed? No, they don't bleed because they get like in this film as well. Like the vampires get way easier. Like, you know, in the first film
Mm.
where like James is really hard to kill. Like it takes like 5 of them.
I don't
kill
know. Yeah.
They're like the fucking Cullens are punching them and they're like destroying their face
Yeah.
immediately. Like they're hitting them so hard. And it's like, why is that thing in this film? Why is this all of a sudden the vampires are way easier to kill? So for that reason, I gotta take a point off.
Do vampires die in this? Yeah.
Yeah, vampires get fucked up in this film.
Oh shit.
None of the Cullens though.
I thought they were immortal. Or
You thought wrong. All you gotta do is hit them really, really hard, and then they basically explode, and then you burn their body in
oh,
your
shit.
ground.
Yeah. David Slade directed Breaking Bad, Hannibal, American Gods, Black Mirror, Hard Candy, stuff like that.
What?
Great CV.
Yeah, great TV. What?
And he's sticking
what?
on Eclipse.
That's so weird. I
He
mean,
directed Bandersnatch recently.
maybe that's why this is the best
Mm.
one, even though it's by far the most stupid.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, that's the strange twist on the vampire sort of mechanics, you know?
Yeah.
You can just be killed.
Oh yeah, because it's all of a sudden as well. Like they don't like nothing's changed. Like like I know like this is the training montage, which is like I thought we were gonna get another baseball scene. I was so certain that we were gonna get another. It was nowhere near as good. Still pretty good, but not as good as the baseball scene from the first film. And then the fight scene at the end is like, you know, it looks like shit. Like the
Yeah.
CGI in this film again
That's
so
a bit
bad.
old, like
But
10 years ago now.
you know, it's the most action that these films have. Like
Yeah.
in 3 films, and this is the only action scenes properly that we've had.
Oh, there's more action to come.
Oh,
I
I
promise you
know.
that. A lot of action.
A lot of action, a lot of climacting actions. We're getting ahead of ourselves there now. We're gonna
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that wasn't a segue. I'm not done. I got one more point to make, right? So currently, right, this film is 6 out of 5. I think I'm not really sure where these points have gone now.
6 fangs out
So-
of 5.
But
That has to cause dental problems.
we got to take points away though, because Edward is so like Jacob is a cook. We got good representation there for all the cooks, right?
Mm.
But Edward is a massive virgin.
Yeah.
He's like, this dude is 117 or 120 at this stage. I think.
Jacob is.
No, Edward.
Edward, alright.
But he's been a virgin this entire time, which I just think is bollocks. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. That's definitely something you told Bella.
Like, like, this dude was around in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah.
Dude
Free
was
love, like.
Dude was fucking.
Yeah.
And like he got the. So how Edward died was that he got the Spanish flu.
Mm.
Was it a Spanish flu? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it was
Spanish flu. I remember
yeah.
that, yeah. That was brought up around lockdown and stuff like that. I remember people were saying.
What?
Because some people had only found out about the Spanish flu through reading Twilight.
Oh yeah. That's so weird. Like this,
Mm.
I don't know a lot about the Spanish flu.
It's
but I just-
underrated as a pandemic. It's overlooked because it's sort of World War and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what because people are like saying about like Trump was just like during World War II. Was it World War II? He said like about like the Spanish flu, but I think he said World War II, but he meant to say World War One, and people are just like fucking idiot. It's like, oh,
He's
gosh.
retarded.
Yeah, it's just like he just said
Like,
World War II instead of one. Like,
a
what he
lot
said-
of people died.
But what he's saying made sense. He was just like they all got like the soldiers got sick and they couldn't fight anymore. It's like, yeah, that probably did happen.
Yeah.
That's actually something I learned. That in World War II, the Brits were like dropping down pamphlets and leaflets to like where the German soldiers were, saying like, oh, just act sick and go home. And a bunch of German soldiers just started pretending to be sick because they didn't want to fight anymore because it was like towards the end of the war. So the like German elite or whatever, they've realized what was happening, so they stopped allowing people to go home, or if you had to keep fighting. So what happened was that people that actually were sick had to keep fighting, and their diseases
Spread it,
spread even further. So it was just a genius move by the Brits. I don't even know if that's what they obviously didn't intend for that aspect of it, but like,
yeah, that's bad out.
it's bad out.
But
As
you
in,
know,
like,
they were Nazis.
I got the Rona, bro. Stop making me fight.
Yeah.
I'm a Nazi. And
I
I
have
and I have
coronavirus.
Like, this is the worst like possibility
Just
ever.
let me go home.
But yeah. So I had to knock down one more point for that because he's
So
a massive virgin.
So it's back to only 5 out of 5.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was just waiting to the points. So yeah, this film is the best Twilight film so far. It's 5.
So far.
I got 2 more.
Oh yeah.
I got I don't know how would I we got 5 Jacob emo hairs out of 5.
5 strands out of 5.
5 strands out of 5. That's it.
Nice.
Perfect. Like I know that like the next is it Breaking Dawn Part 1 or 2. Which one of those is worse?
Part 1, I'd say, because
That's really slow.
I can't remember.
I imagine it's
the
gonna be
part
really
ones
slow.
are always awful. You know,
They always are.
Hobbit, Harry Potter, Twilight probably is shit. I remember Hobbit and Harry Potter are just shite.
Oh yeah,
waste of time.
fucking Deathly Hallows Part 1 is shy.
It's just a
so
cash
boring.
grab. The worst part is the Hobbit trilogy. I can never get over that. The book is 200 pages
I like
long.
the second one.
The
third one's shy.
The book is 200 pages long, and there's what, 4 movies?
3
Three movies.
films.
It's like there's no need for that. No need at all.
No need whatsoever. But I liked the second film. I thought it was fun. It's not like amazing film or anything, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I got a bone to pick with you though, Mark, and I want you to explain on the podcast
Uh-oh.
why you're defending Jacob when I remembered something, right?
Oh shit.
They
Wait. This is reaching far into the future, isn't it?
No, we're 1 film away or 2 films away. But
Two films,
I remembered hearing something
Yeah.
that about because like Jacob talks about imprinting a bit more in this film, and then I was like, oh yeah, so he's imprinted onto Bella, and then I was like sitting there, I was like, oh wait a second, he falls in love, he imprints on her baby, and like he says something like he's like, oh wait for you to get older or something to her.
Yes. I can't deny any of these things. I can't deny these accusations. I read the book as well.
Yeah. So I want you to apologize to Edward Cullen for calling him a pedo.
They're both pedos, I think. This series, this saga is rife with very problematic relationships.
Oh my God, is it? Jesus Christ. And like apparently like Stephanie Meyer, like the writer, when she was writing it originally, she imagined herself as Bella.
Yeah, she's a self-insert basically.
That's so weird. Why would you want any of this?
Yeah. Did we talk about the new book before?
No.
Midnight Sun.
We haven't.
It's
I'm gonna because Sophie calling you out now because you asked for one, right? Asked for a fucking shout out, and you're getting it now because I'm gonna get you to. I'm gonna record you on my phone saying what you have to say about this fucking book because I know that you're reading it.
Yeah, but the Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's Twilight from Edward's perspective.
Yeah.
So
apparently it's just like Edward's like walking around and it's like, all these girls with their dirty thoughts. Like, shut the fuck up.
Look at that, he's a perv. Like he's just reading people's minds.
Just reading people's minds and like hearing their dirty thoughts about him. How the fuck is this dude a virgin?
Yeah. And he's been doing that for 100 years. And he's
here.
still a virgin. he's an incel.
He's heard he has heard the inner thoughts of women that want to fuck him, like what they want to do, and he's like, no.
He's like, nah.
No, not until I'm married, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole marriage thing, that's such a throwback.
But so like I was wondering as well, right? You know the way that like so the vampires don't age. But how come Bella's baby ages?
Bella's baby? She's a vampire baby.
Yeah, but like how come she's not always a baby?
I don't know. I can't answer these questions.
Maybe because she's half human. No, because then she turns into a.
Because she's a vampire when that happens. This is all like 2 movies ahead, but yeah, she's a vampire when she gives birth. But like,
because they have to do it because the baby's gonna kill her.
I assume like vampirism is like disease in this, so it's like you can give it to people, but like you can pass it on, and it'll, like it's like AIDS or something.
Actually, just when you said, I watched It Follows recently.
Great movie.
I tried to watch that film like 3 or 4 times, right, and I never got past the first hour point.
Love it.
The half-hour point. Oh my God, it is so good after that half-hour point.
It's amazing.
It's so good. But it's like, it is kind of like that, because like in the film, that's like way more explicitly
STIs and
It's
stuff.
definitely like an STD or an STI thing. But yeah, maybe vampirism. Vampirism is a disease, I guess, because you catch it off people.
Yeah, that's why he has to marry her first, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's like cool or whatever.
Yeah, cool.
It's like a moralistic thing, I imagine.
Yeah,
But
it's weird.
yeah, it's bizarre. You know that Stephanie Meyer is like thinking about writing like a sequel to Midnight Sun where it's Jacob's perspective on Renesmee.
Oh, please,
So that's just
no.
that would just be straight up, you know.
Oh, please don't do that. Don't fucking
Very,
do that.
very problematic in my
Like,
opinion.
I've heard like people
It's a baby.
saying stuff about Lolita recently.
Oh yeah,
So that would just be a really terribly written Lolita.
yeah. We've read that book before. There's no need for you to write that.
No, it's been done before.
Yeah.
But spoiler alert for Climax. Forgot to do this when we were recording, so I'm doing it here in post. Check the description for the timestamp, and yeah, see you. Yeah, I guess. So do you want to introduce? Or no, I guess I'll introduce the Climax because I'm the one. Climax. So
Wait, what?
put them you can because we're like 20 minutes in.
Hands
So
down.
hands down. Let's get going with this film, right? So, I was gonna say Casper in a way. The friendly ghost.
Casper the friend. That's our next recommendation.
The fucked up symbolism within Casper the ghost. So Climax is a 2018 film. Yeah, 2018 film.
Yeah.
About a bunch of dancers in France somewhere. They like rented out an abandoned school basically,
Yeah.
and they're dancing, and they're all drinking sangria. Is it sangria or is it punch? I think it's sangria.
Sangria. Yeah.
And someone has spiked it with LSD, and then shit goes down when people start losing their fucking mind over it. What you think about it?
This film is full on. It's very
Yeah, and like it is like audio and fucking visuals and everything. It's like it's an attack on the senses.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially the there's a big element I think of montage. The fact that it's split into two parts basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the dance scene like halfway through the film, like, and then that after that is when people are like, oh, I feel a bit weird, and then it goes down from there.
It's almost violent to watch, like the you know, the switch from the first part to the second part.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's the second part is mostly sort of one take. It's like, or it's very few takes.
It's like just following characters moving about and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a very, very intense movie. I thought it was really good though at the end. The start is not good, I don't think.
Well,
where they're doing the fucking interviews and shit like that.
Yeah, I thought the first time I watched it, I was like, this is really long, and I was like, how long is it going to take? But when you watch it a second time,
it's only an hour and a half. Yeah.
The film is only an hour and a half, but like that interview bit, on the second viewing, it doesn't feel as long. But it is just kind of like, it's such a weird stylistic thing as well. Like looking at all the films and like the books around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's
there's
reason for that as well,
all
though.
The books.
Because I didn't like normally never like look into proper like shit about the films, but like
props
obviously gonna be doing that with this when we're like talking about films this way. That is like the whole
Deep
thing.
dive.
The whole thing that like it was what was it? In a way, he said it was like a film about like the Tower of Babylon, basically. That it was like people constructing something great. So for these dancers, they were gonna like create an amazing dance sequence, and then like them talking about like their aspirations and like how far they're willing to go is being literally placed on the screen around all these other great works of art and literature and film.
All right.
So it's like this is where they want to be, but the point in the film though is like there's a vice or there's something that fucks you up and like the Tower of Babylon falls. And in this case it's drugs, but like he's like it's not an anti-drug film. It could have been alcohol, it could have been sex, like it could have been anything that did it. It just so happened to be
just about decay. Yeah. I thought the did you see the names on the different stuff on the different there's stuff like Suspiria, Taxi Driver, Eraserhead, Unchained Andalou by your man. There's loads of Bunwell stuff, and then a suicide instruction manual, and a load of stuff by Bataille. So it's like it sort of follows. It's sort of like I think it links into the
Would you imagine
the movie?
Imagine if Gaspar Noé put one of his own films there.
Yeah. Oh, he probably should have, you know.
But yeah, like the whole only recently started looking up stuff about like George Bataille and that whole like the pain and pleasure being like
the extremes of the human experience.
Yeah, like same side, like what the fuck, like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah,
but that's like what's kind of going on in this film as well. Like they're fucking freaking out, but some of them are like in like ecstasy and delight over how they're feeling on acid.
Yeah, like they reach like Bataille's idea of like reaching the summit of human experience, and like this is how you sort of like move forward, like a sort of extreme eroticism or whatever. But obviously it decays, or like maybe the suffering is just as legitimate as the pleasure. You know, like the sex. There's like sex in the movie, but there's also like, it's the stuff with the brother and the sister. It's like,
oh man, that is so fucked.
It's very fucked up, yeah. But like the whole extreme part of it, it's a new extremity movie anyway. Like that's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah. That's French extremity is such a weird and like really interesting genre. And I guess this is like, because Gaspar Noé is like one of the main like big huge dudes from that movement. So yeah, I guess like. This is like a French extremity film. It's not as gory as those other films though. But you know, like the end of the film, like it's upside down, and like they're all like some of them are like there's like the contortionist like moving his body around, and he looks like a demon. Yeah,
every time they go back to him, he's in like a more extreme position. You know, he's like bent back over, like holding his knees from behind and shit like that. Like every time you see him, it's like a progression of how things are decaying. You know. And there's lots of stuff like that. It's really well done. It was all completely improvised as well.
Yeah, basically. I was gonna say that. Yeah,
there's no script really.
Sophia, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but Bodeo, Buffino. I can't remember. I don't know what the second name is. It's the B. Sophia B. She's the only actual actor. All the rest of them are dancers. And Sophia was she was a dancer before she became an actor. So. Yeah. They're all dancers, and the whole thing's like it took them 2 weeks to shoot this film. Like 2 weeks, and they did, and it's the whole process. I think Noé said like he had the idea in January or February. No, I think it was January. By February they were shooting, and by like May the film was done. Yeah, like it took 4 months for the film to be made. Basically,
yeah, it's a great turnaround.
Oh, ridiculous! But you can see how they can do it as well. Like. Doing long takes are very, very difficult, but they cut down time a lot because you don't have to keep resetting cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially as he's working with dancers and stuff, like they're all used to choreography and shit like that. True, they're all very well trained.
And like some of like the dancing in the film is class as well, though.
Yeah, that sort of ties into Bataille as well again, because Bataille was on about how the limitations of language, like basically like eroticism is like, you know, inherently sort of detached from language, and there's a point where you just have to leave language behind, especially philosophically. So then all the dancing itself, just the body itself within the movie is like this representation of going beyond what's
possible.
What's possible basically.
Which is like that kind of ties into the Babylon thing as well. The fact like they're trying to go beyond what's possible. Like they're trying to create something that was like forever be remembered, which is just never ever. That's not possible. Like you can't do that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Plus, they're cloistered within this small sort of like studio, and this thing's supposed to be sort of like a monument to their own brilliance or their own sort of their own artistic genius as dancers, but no one ever sees it, and it's horrifying, and it kills a few of them, and no one ever knows what happens. Like at the end, people just come in from the outside and save them. Yeah, just like faceless sort of, police, I assume. Yeah,
it is police. Yeah, with dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole. Let me check my notes because there was something about the dancing or the way that the film is made. What was it? Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was gonna say. So I was looking up things about the film. I came across an article that was like so this is like a really diverse cast, but Noé kind of all the violent acts are all done by the black characters. Yeah. And like the first before I watched it, I was like, oh no, like they all do kind of fucked up things, but when you like watching it again, like no, yeah, they like the like when the tall black girl like kicking the pregnant woman in the stomach.
Yeah, that's
then-
fucked.
And then
That scene is so hard to
oh,
watch.
it's brutal. And
I think
her
that's-
screeching.
And then when she's downstairs and people are like telling her to kill
And
herself
it's
and
but,
shit.
like that starts with the black guys telling her, "Do it, fucking do it, cut
yeah,
yourself."
yeah.
And like the 3 black guys kick the shit out of like the dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember what his name is, like Paul or whatever.
I
his
think
name
he's Jewish as well. Like,
is he?
yeah,
Oh,
that's what they drew, like a swastika on his
Swastika,
head. Yeah, but like then even the background, you notice like in the background of the dance hall, there's like a big French flag.
Yeah.
So like
They're even talking about that it's like one of them is just
Yeah.
like every time I see that fucking flag.
this isn't France. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're France or whatever.
Yeah.
And then obviously they devolve into fucking savagery.
Chaos, yeah.
yeah. But
It's I like
it's a strange sort of. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Because when I read the article, I was like, yeah, but like that's kind of like that's inevitable if you're gonna be like having like a diverse cast. And then when you're rewatching, like, oh no, yeah, literally all the violent shit that happens is perpetrated by the non-white characters.
Well, there's only like one white character, isn't in it?
Like the mom.
The mom. Is
the
she
mom,
white?
Yeah. With
Oh,
the
she's just
kids.
French and shit.
Yeah. I think Sophia. Is she
Yeah.
white? I
I
guess.
think she's like French Algerian.
Is she?
So
Yeah, because like, and then you got the mixed race dude like that gets thrown out into the fucking
the
freezer
Arab,
con-
yeah. He
And,
doesn't drink. I think I read something that said that was a symbol or something.
Oh, because he's like Muslim.
Yeah, he's Muslim. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
like a
Oh shit!
yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah. And that like that scene where like the girl's cutting herself is so hard to watch as well.
I think that was almost too far because it didn't really contribute anything.
No,
I
you're
was-
just like it's like because like why would she, I don't understand like okay I kind of understand like she's after losing her baby or like
You assume.
she
Yeah.
she definitely lost she got kicked in the stomach twice really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I think she's bleeding and from her like she checks
Yeah, I
her
saw
hand or
that,
something
yeah.
she's bleeding.
Mm.
And she's just like slicing herself. But like I was watching, I was like, why the fuck would anyone like? I know that they just have to take an acid, right? But why the fuck are they all chanting at her to do that? And
I think it's something to do with like mass hysteria, like the way people just get caught up in shit.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of there's loads of examples of stuff like that. Like people just do things completely irrationally, especially acid. Like that's a complete change of
Complete change
of your perspective. Like you're not gonna. It's like it's a violent thing in itself, like mentally, I suppose. Like you're just
it rewires your brain.
yeah, the way you see stuff just changes, and so they're just doing this thing that they wouldn't do normally. But it's like they're all egged on by each other. Like it only takes like a few people to basically like it's like a contagion. A few people go a bit weird, and then everyone else it spreads to everyone else.
Yeah, have you ever seen, what is it called? There's a study or something, or like a thought experiment or something where like it takes if there's like a bunch of people like watching something happening, right?
Oh, the
and
bystander effect.
The bystander effect.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
all it takes is one person to act, and then everyone else is like, okay, yeah, now we can go as well.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it takes that one person to start it.
Yeah.
So this is like the reverse of that nearly. Like it takes one person to act violently,
And everyone just
and
does-
everyone else
yeah,
takes
suddenly
involved.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just like a point where they just went over the edge, and suddenly all their norms just sort of inverted. It's like, and they're self-contained as well. That's a big part of it, I think.
Yeah,
Like
there's
they've no
one watching
contact.
over. Even
Yeah.
like the what's the DJ daddy?
Daddy,
Like,
yeah.
he's like the paternal figure of this group, but even he doesn't give a fuck. Like he doesn't care whatsoever. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Like
yeah.
people are coming over, like Sophia comes up to him and is like, "Daddy, I don't feel good." And he's like, don't worry, it's fine. Like you're grand. We're all feeling weird, and it's like this like law figure, or like the one that like seemingly holds the power doesn't care whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like just go wild.
Yeah, yeah.
And they do.
That's what happens.
They eventually go to like basically hell, or how far they go.
Yeah, yeah. But the scene where she's cutting herself is so gratuitous. I think it's just pointless.
Yeah, it is pointless.
It's just way too far.
Not needed.
I was like almost turned away, like,
yeah.
because it's just like, especially if she's gonna kill herself. I was like, oh, like that's just way too far. Like,
yeah. If she, that would have been way too far. Even like there's
the kid.
the kid
Yeah.
fried is
Nah,
so
man.
like what do they say? Damn, Tito's fried.
Nah, Tito's fucked, man.
It's
bad.
This
Like,
dude is after like knows that this kid is after like accidentally
Yeah,
fucking electrocuting himself.
yeah, all the lights go off, and they're like, oh, that's Tito.
Yeah,
and
Tito,
they're like laughing.
One of them
Yeah.
literally shouts like Tito's fried.
Yeah, yeah. But I thought that was retarded as well. Like when she takes acid and she knows her son is taking acid, and she goes, "Here, go into this electro closet and don't touch all those big wires." I was like, what's gonna happen here? Like,
surely there's somewhere else you could have put them.
Yeah, or just go to your room and just stay there for a bit. Like,
strip balls.
Yeah. She's like, stay in this really dangerous place and don't touch all those wires.
The one place that is like super dangerous.
Yeah.
Like everywhere else is like fine.
Yeah, that was hard.
Oh, you mean like the people are probably, God, that Tito wouldn't got fucked up if he
Tito,
said
I don't think he would have lasted long. Fuck.
Especially towards that fucking massive group orgy at the end.
Oh fuck,
Tito, he was just like scarred for life.
Yeah, that's another thing about, I think it sort of ties into Bataille, like the whole thing about the closer you get to death, the more you like, the more you know. But and in French, the word for an orgasm is le petit mort, like the little death. So stuff like that. It's just
I've heard that before.
Little things like that just sort of, I don't know, say a lot about it.
Yeah, that even ties into, like, not to completely change films or anything, but like The Lighthouse is all about that as well. Like that tie between like pain and pleasure, and like the ultimate end of that film, like when he eventually sees the light, he's like screaming in pain, but there's like pleasure within that. And in this, it's like the same thing, like. The world is completely like it's literally upside down, and like they're all on the ground and they're all like brothers are having sex with their sisters, and like contortionists are like freaking the fuck out and stuff like that.
But they love it,
and exactly, they love it.
Yeah, they're loving it. Yeah, it's like a festival, like a carnival, like the mob.
Yeah,
that's a big thing in France. I think the mob, like all that sort of.
Yeah,
just like
the protests and stuff like that.
Yeah, just their protest culture. They seem to love that sort of stuff. Like the way things just spread from one person to another and suddenly becomes something like a larger organism in itself. But it's a very interesting film, I think.
It is. Even the whole production stuff is just crazy. Like it basically got made in like 3 months or 4 months.
Yeah.
That's mad. But yeah, what did you think of like the music in the film? The music and the camera work.
The camera work is good, yeah. It's I like the colours.
Yeah, the colours are class.
The colours are great. I like the bit at the end where he turns it upside down, but I think it goes on for a bit long.
Yeah,
I can't remember how long it goes on, but
it's really nauseating.
Yeah, it's a bit much, but it sort of adds to the effect. I think that's what he sort of wanted.
That bit where she's walking down the hall by herself and she's freaking out, and the camera's like going like right beside her and like it's upside down, and she's like falling around on the ground. And then she just has that bit where she just stops and she looks into the painting of the trees in the forest, and like that is like so realistic to like people tripping out. It's like they all these people must have done acid before. Like
sure, it's probably like a Jodorowsky, like a Holy Mountain thing. Remember, Jodorowsky made them all do mushrooms and then filmed what happened. Like that's how that was shot. Yeah, maybe he made them do that, but. Yeah, it's pretty intense. I thought the music is pretty, like they have an Aphex Twin.
Yeah.
That scene's really good.
Yeah, that's another part because the window lickers is playing and she's like on the ground like rolling around, and like she's basically. I like the way as well. Like they're basically again like they're dancing when they're like freaking out as well. It's like because even like when they are dancing. Like they're just like throwing themselves on the ground. Like obviously they're dancing, but like they're throwing themselves on the ground, like going crazy on the ground, whatever. And now they're literally going crazy on the ground, like properly going crazy.
Yeah,
on the
losing
ground.
it.
And it's also like that, it's like they're dancing as well.
Yeah.
Especially like that bit because like there's a bit where like she falls onto the ground and she stretches open both her legs and she slams herself up against the wall and then kicks herself off it. And like it is like she's dancing like.
Yeah. I think it's like when they first when they're first all drugged or whatever, they get in the big circle.
Yeah.
And you can see it sort of deteriorate as it goes on.
Yeah,
and
because
like,
they're also thrown into each other and stuff like that, and then eventually they're all on the ground.
And it gets more primal as it goes on.
Yeah,
you have the German one like slapping her vag and all, like just like it's like it just gets more like animalistic and like more basic, like the movements itself as it goes on. I think it was I read something about how he was inspired by a crumping documentary. You know crumping?
No.
It's just this. It's like this American dance craze where people just go crazy, just like throwing their body parts. It's just like an really extreme dance, and I think that's where like you got the idea for like to make a movie about dancing.
Yeah, because when I was looking up stuff about it, like he was inspired by I think either he watched like a company video or he went to something and saw dancing and he's like, oh, I want to make a film about dancing. I think that's right. And then like I don't know how he got the idea of like throwing an acid into the mixer.
It's always a wild card.
But that's the whole thing as well, that it's all ad lib, like there's no script whatsoever. They were just told like there's basic ideas like what we're gonna be in the film, but go just talk.
I think he asked him at the start, who wants to get with who? Like, who would you like to get with?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so like that's where he sort of paired people off and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so like
it's an interesting way. It's such an interesting way of making a film.
Definitely. Yeah, it's very it's like just improvisation.
Yeah.
It's like the message of the film put into practice, like just complete expression, just like instinctive sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing. There wasn't really planned at all. Just sort of things sort of fall apart in like some weird trippy way. You know.
That bit where like they're like it's like the two like it's two characters just talking and just cutting in between them and stuff like that.
The black fellas.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. That so like in that article as well, they're like the black characters like talk the most vulgarly. God, that word's hard to say. And the like those two dudes are like the way that they're talking about like,
really uncomfortable to watch.
It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I know people that would talk like that.
We all know that's like locker room talk, as some people would put it. But
it's
like
so violent though what they're saying.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it's like I don't know, like everyone's heard that sort of stuff, but the fact that it's like it's a big focus of that part of the movie.
Oh god, and
it goes on for ages.
It goes back to like 3 times.
Yeah. I didn't like watching that. Like
no,
I thought it was boring first of all, and then it's just like sort of like you know.
Yeah, it's all those like experimental bits where like it's all the one-on-one talking, like the interviews at the start, and then that bit are by a mile the most boring parts of the film. But like all the rest of the film is great. Like that's like I would say like for me like this like I love this film, but I don't love it because of those parts, which is like, oh, this is dragging on, and oh my god, you're making me so uncomfortable right now. I know that's what you're trying to do, but please.
Yeah. That's the thing. He's like a troll director. Like he wants you to be uncomfortable, but you know, is like there's a lot of scholarship in this, obviously, but like, is it really worth? Is that you know?
Would I rather watch an entertaining film that I really like, or would I like to watch a very disturbing, fucked up film?
Well, not even that, but like how
I appreciate because like intellectually it fucking stimulates me. There's quotation marks over that intellectual.
Oh yeah, but yeah, even that, like that's the sort of thing. Like, is it intellectual if you're just trying to like annoy people, basically? Like, there's nothing really.
Yeah, you're just being pretentious.
Like, there's nothing to the one where the bit where she's like slashing her wrists and stuff.
No.
That's just like he's gonna be like
just violence.
He's like, oh, this will wind up the viewers. Let's stick that in. I was like, there's no real reason to have it there.
It's like I wouldn't use like it's uncomfortable. Like it's upsetting because it is like there's like it's just so needless.
It is needless. It is definitely. They could have just kicked her in the stomach and just like left it at that. Basically,
she should have fucked up that girl when she had the knife. That's why I always want that. Just fuck her up with the knife.
Yeah, she should have escalated. She was the only one who wasn't on acid, wasn't it? Because she wasn't drinking.
She wasn't drinking. She was pregnant.
Yeah.
And like, oh no, you're a liar.
Yeah.
Actually, that's probably a bit late now, but yeah, full spoilers for this film. Like I'm gonna explain it at the very end now. Like when you see who actually is. Who's the one that drugged them all?
It's the German.
It's the German girl.
Of course.
Who said at the start like of the film, she's like, oh I had to leave. Where she's in America or Berlin or something. It's like I had to leave there because the guy that I hung around with was injecting acid into his eyes, or dropping acid into his eyes, which is what she injected it. Jesus, but that's what she's doing at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely was her. I read something about how that sort of plays into like, you know, the whole association of like Germany, especially the last 100 years, like Berlin, just like as like the contagion starts there and it spreads across Europe.
Oh yeah.
Even now, like Berlin's obviously a pretty weird place to be.
Yeah. Oh man, it is.
It's like this like the arts center of Europe or whatever, but you still have you know, rather than, you know, fascism or whatever spreading out there, you have just sort of weird people, weird vibes that maybe like the film is saying like aren't gonna last very long. You know?
There's I can see what you're saying. Like that the like Gasper in a way is like kind of it might not even be as like purposeful or purpose. Jeez, I cannot speak today. His purpose was to like portray that message, but like
it makes sense.
It makes sense, and even like he there's something there with like black people where like he portrays them super violently, and like this isn't even the first time he's been accused of doing that. Like in other films, he does that as well, and it's dude's weird. I remember. Did you ever see the Criterion Closet collection
with him?
Yeah. He pulls out 120 Days of Sodom, and he's like, "This is one of my favorite films. It's a masterpiece." It's like, yeah, of course you'd fucking pull out the most disturbing film of all time. I want it seen as one of the most disturbing films.
Isn't that directed like by like a fascist? Like,
the whole it's either direct
Pasolini or something.
He's a fascist, and the entire thing in the film is that the guys that are committing all the fucked up stuff, they're all meant to be fascists.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So
but it makes
weird, dude.
It makes sense in terms of like, you know, it's France, and like that was written as basically a precursor to the French Revolution. Like that was written by Sade.
Sade.
Yeah, he was literally literally he was literally basically an MP or like a TD in like the French Parliament during the Revolution, because people thought, oh, this guy's crazy. Let's stick him. Let's give him political power. You know,
yeah.
Like that's how crazy it was back then.
Fucking mental.
But it makes sense that that's his favorite movie.
Yeah, that's why he's such a weird dude. All those that like especially because like it's hard to ignore these things, because he's such an author, and he's such like a meticulous. He's clearly like meticulous in what he like does. So it's really hard to ignore when he's in the film where he's like the one German character. The one German character is the one that like
the evil one.
Is the evil one.
Yeah.
Like the German is the one that did it.
Classic.
And like it's all the non-white character, like the I think they are Algerian, and like there's one of them is like Cameroon or Ghana or something like that. But they're the ones that portray the most violence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to ignore that, especially when like Sophia is like such a small petite woman, and she's like helpless throughout this entire thing. It's like the one, like the one character that we follow around is like one of the more white characters, basically. Not to say
she's sort of white, like
that's probably something bad to say about that, but anyway,
forget it, bad.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Nah. But like, there's definitely like the fact that the Arab was like, I read. I don't know if he is Jewish, but the like the white character, I think he's supposed to be Jewish in some sort of way. The fact that the Jew and the Arab are like
cast out and get the
killed.
shit kicked out of them.
They're killed by like the black characters. There's like something about that in like, especially like France, because like France has like all those sort of problems.
Yeah, France is so racist.
France is a strange place, very strange place. Don't know what they're at, but
so strange in fact that they had a city that was poisoned with LSD.
Oh,
did you like that segue?
Sugar,
right?
I love it.
So
It was a town, right? It wasn't city.
So this is now where we're going to use this film to go into some stranger places.
We're going through the portal. Oh!
So one of the things that inspired Gasper in a way was that this actually did happen. Like not the French town, right?
Yeah.
Like in the 80s or 90s, I think it was. There was like a French dance group, and someone had spiked their drink with the LSD. So that's where he got the idea from. But while I was, and you mentioned this to me last time we were talking about Climax, that there was a town in France. Can't remember when it was. I think it was in the 50s. It was the 50s.
Just after the war. 40s, late 40s, I think.
16th of August 1951 to be exact.
Oh shit, there you go.
A French town called Point Saint-Esprit. Probably
Saint-Esprit.
Butchered that pronunciation. Like they all started like showing symptoms of tripping and
ergo poisoning. That's what they said.
Yeah, they said it was to do with the bread. But it wasn't. It was well, allegedly it wasn't.
There's no evidence that it is anything but the bread. But
people have
there's-
said, and there's been like documents that kind of seem to prove.
Has it?
Yeah. That's how this came out.
Yeah.
It was the CIA.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. It might, because there's a base. Well, this is like directly after World War II. So like, there's so many American bases up and down France. Like America basically control France at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a CIA base near this town, and suddenly something which hasn't happened basically in the past pretty since like the 1300s
Mm-hmm.
suddenly happens after the war in France, while the CIA are in the middle of like gearing up for stuff like MK Ultra.
No, right. Because I took a bunch of. All right, so I'm gonna go through what happened. Right, so the backdrop to this was right that the French government had taken control of the supply of flour, for whatever reason. I can't remember what it was. I think it had to do like economics, like downfall, whatever. So bakers had to buy flour directly from the government and had no control over the quality of the product. So then, in points on the speed, symptoms of food poisoning occurred in the town. This goes on until the patients start to hallucinate, right? One man had jumped to his death, and an 11-year-old strangled his mom while this was all going on. And what was seen, it was so the inquiry afterwards, like, oh no, it was the bread, it was the fungus, because like this is it's like a fungus that can cause this, basically.
It's like a precursor to LSD.
It is, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
On top before
yeah.
the dancing plagues in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
1300s,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Is
Like
that what that was? Is it?
Oh, that's what people think it was.
Yeah.
It's definitely a documented thing that like that gets into the food supply, and people just have really bad reactions. But it hadn't happened in hundreds of years,
That's
and
crazy.
it suddenly happens in this specific town.
And right, so do you want to know who did the inquiry?
Who?
Representatives
Barack
of
Obama.
representatives of Sandoz Chemical Company, and in contingent was Hoffman, the man who created LSD.
Oh shit! Really?
The guy that originally made LSD was one of the people that went in and was looking about to see like what was going on. Right?
Wait, when did he create LSD? Actually,
It was accidental. He like sent it.
It was before this, was it?
It was before.
Okay.
He was only very recently. It was only like a while afterwards. So let me look it up. But and Sandoz was had been known to sell LSD to America.
Oh, okay.
Because they were still making it.
So
like,
this guy, he synthesized it in Europe or America?
He synthesized it in where was it? It was Switzerland.
Oh, right.
So like Sandoz was like a company in, I think it's Switzerland, and Switzerland's near France, isn't it?
Yeah, right beside it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was in Switzerland, and they went over instead of a fucking French company doing it. No, they got the guys that made LSD came over and fucking checked to see what was going
Who's
on.
the craziest scientist we get to investigate this?
But yeah, here we go. 1938.
38.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it's a star of the war, like.
Yeah, and Hoffman was the guy that synthesized it, and he was in the group to go and check it out.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's mad. Well, is that like, like maybe, is that like a thing where he's like going there to check out the effects of this thing that's like sort of related to him, or would you say it's? They put in a precursor to this.
I would say that, but
in
2009, an investigative journalist found a CIA documents because he was looking at MK Ultra and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He found CIA documents that were referencing Point Saint Esprit.
Yeah.
And it referenced Frank Olson on the docket as well.
What?
The scientist who led the LSD research for the CIA.
Oh shit.
CIA. What did I say? CIA.
CIA, man.
And the file label said, quote, okay, I think I wrote this down wrong. To see it, then bury it, is what it says.
Oh, right, yeah. How did it get out?
Because this investigative journalist was like going through shit, and obviously he just found it. And in the report as well, it referenced how a CIA, it was Space Grant, a CIA agent had reported a conversation with a Sandoz chemical company in Switzerland. Sandoz being a few hundred kilometers from Point Saint, and was the only place where LSD was being produced. The Sandoz representative in the report mentioned the Point Saint secret, and that it wasn't the bread nor the grain that caused it. Like,
there you go. Stuff like that.
This is all reported.
It's all conjecture.
This is all apparently what happens.
Yeah.
That like the guys that fucking went in, like, it definitely wasn't the bread.
Wasn't the bread, guys. We definitely did it. Yeah, but when you read the descriptions about it, it's like it's horrifying.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's like what's going on in Climax.
Yeah,
Apparently
you can feel like but like the effects of like ergo poisoning and LSD are like so different apparently, because in like when you're poisoned, it's like you feel fucking insects under your skin, and like you feel like you're burning. You have like a sensation of burning. That's why your man jumped out the window.
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so like it just sounds awful. Something like what 4 or 5 people died.
Yeah, it's something.
went crazy.
I think it was like I think it was 4 or 5.
Yeah, but there's no way like. Obviously, there's no way it was just contained to one town. That makes no sense, especially if they're buying the bread off the government.
Yeah,
you know,
like what's the likelihood that like if like all this bread is so shit, why would only one place is gonna get this? Surely then like if the bread is so bad, this would have happened in other places.
Other places, yeah, exactly, yeah.
But
It's one of those very strange stories that no one ever talks about.
No.
That's never brought up.
So the whole CIA LSD stuff is crazy.
It's fucked up.
When you're looking into it.
Yeah.
Like I just went on a fucking rabbit hole when I was
Bender.
like looking at all that stuff like Project Midnight and stuff like that. Or is it
What's Project Midnight?
It was the CIA had a brothel and they were spiking the patrons that were coming in, and just they had like a screen door. Because like especially because like the guys that were going in and stuff like that were never gonna, because they were like, I can't remember, it's something like they knew that these guys were gonna be married men and stuff like that. So they knew that these guys were never gonna tell anyone. So they sat back apparently they sat in a room with like a mirror, like a double, like a single, what do they call it?
Two-way mirror.
And they just sat and they just watched to see what would happen, because they wanted to know what would happen if like people unwillingly knew that they're being spiked. And apparently like just most of the things that just happened is like, yeah, they just all had orgies apparently.
Wait, what?
Because they're in a brothel.
Wait, so they gave them LSD and they all just had orgies?
Yeah, they all just had orgies because they're in a brothel. Like, what the fuck else are you gonna do when you're tripping out on acid?
Yeah, I suppose.
But all these like CIA guys are just sitting back watching.
They're like, what the fuck?
But yeah. Did you? How much of the MK Ultra stuff do you know about?
Mainly Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. He was definitely part of it. I read a theory. Well, obviously he was like a child genius. He went to Harvard at like 16, stuff like that. He was like a mathematician, and he was enrolled in MK Ultra, and he was asked to write an essay on like his hopes and dreams and stuff like that. And he handed it up to the supervisors, like the CIA supervisors, and they sent in a guy to just go in and like mentally break him by telling him that like none of this is ever going to happen. His dreams were fucking shite and all this stuff. And then after that, like a few years after that, he recedes into the wilderness and starts bombing people for because he hates technology and stuff like that. But beyond that, I don't know a lot. I know there's it's sort of it's one of those things that a lot of conspiracy theorists tie into basically everything.
Yeah. Because it's real.
Because it's so unbelievable, yet it's true that it's like
this 100% happened. Like the government, like they're so after the Nixon, like the Watergate stuff with Nixon, right? The government had to, it's called the Rockefeller report, right? And they had to come out and they had to admit to what they did, because they had to investigate the CIA, because they're like, there's shit going on here. And they investigated it, and there's a bit in the Rockefeller report, right, where they mention whether or not Kennedy was assassinated.
Kennedy, like John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy. Yeah. There's a bit in the Rockefeller like talk about like whether or not it was the CIA that killed him.
Yeah,
but there's a government document that you can read.
Yeah.
And it's the government like talking about, oh, maybe the CIA did kill Kennedy.
Wait, guys, can we get a report on that?
Yeah.
Do we actually kill Kennedy?
Yeah, it's like someone asked someone there.
Someone bring that up, Jamie. Do we kill Kennedy?
But but you can see why, like that's like the thing with conspiracy theories is like, you know, when you find out one thing's true, you're like, what else?
You can connect the dots to anything, but there's lots of stuff in, like, especially around that time period, that just don't really make any sense, and it's easy to fill the holes with stuff like MK Ultra. But if it's not that, then there's, you know, you follow on from that. Like the conclusion from there is that there's other stuff going on that we don't know about. This is all declassified. What's classified? Yeah. Even to this day, that we don't know about.
Oh, there's stuff that we're never gonna find out.
Yeah, how much was sort of organized behind the scenes before it happened?
Like I can't So like, if people don't know what MK Ultra was, it was the American government using LSD to brainwash people. Like, they would take people and they'd give them LSD and then they would interrogate them because they knew that LSD would, like, loosen your mind basically, and like they were like, oh, I wonder if they can, like, we can program people to, like, do what we want because what was it? Was it North Korea or the Soviet Union? There was something about that. It was one of the others. They were doing something similar. Like, they were, like, brainwashing people.
Yeah.
And the U.S. government wanted to know if they could do the same thing, but more effectively by drugging them.
Yeah.
And Nazis were involved in this as well. That's where, like, a lot of it comes from. Was that, like, what the Nazis were doing in the concentration camps? The Americans grabbed them. What is that called? I can't remember the name of the
program to get Nazis out of Germany.
Just go right in, go fly in, grab
Take all
them,
the heavies.
like, fucking go out.
Werner von Braun. All.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like NASA was started by Nazis. Like,
yeah.
This is like.
It's the same. You know that? Ever hear about that Japanese the unit 731 or something?
No.
It's like this. It was like this. Like, you have like Mengele obviously in, like, Auschwitz
Yeah.
in Germany, who's, like, experimenting on twins and stuff like that. In, like, Japan, they had this unit in Imperial Japan during the war. They had this unit, like, entirely dedicated to experimenting on people, like Chinese people mainly, and they'd stick people in like ice spots and see how long they lasted, and like disembowel pregnant women and see how long they survive. They did, like,
just needless shit.
Yeah, it's like, it's completely needless sort of stuff that they just wanted to see if this would have any effect. Like, just wanted to sort of, but there's a lot of good research as well. Like people learned a lot. Like, a lot of what we know today about how humans react to cold temperatures is
from that.
From those experiments. I think the Americans like recruited those scientists after the war because they obviously took over Japan.
Yeah.
And then they used all that information to power their anti-communist efforts in the 60s and 70s and the 50s or whatever.
It's
it's mad.
Like, especially, like, at that time, it's like, oh yeah, we just defeated the Nazis. Let's grab them and use them, and there was a German facility, Camp King, which was used in Germany in the 50s, because it was about the Korean War, was kind of tied into it. And at this base in Germany, they would have like POWs from, like, Soviet Union, stuff like that, or maybe it's not POWs because, like, there's no war going on. Well, it's a Cold War, but like people prisoners. That like prisoners and people that they assumed were, like, double agents and stuff like that. They would take them to Camp King, and they would lace them up with a bunch of acid, and they had Nazis doctors there that would interrogate them and torture them and stuff like that. And all this went on. It was just to see, can we break someone's will entirely, and can we then fill that void in their brain that we caused and tell them what to do?
Yeah, imagine someone drugs you with acid and a load of Nazis walk into the room. you're like, this has to be my imagination. But it's just bizarre stuff. Bizarre.
Even like the Frank, I saw, like, Frank Olson. That was the guy that was mentioned in the docket, the CIA docket about Pointe Saint-Esprit. He was, like, and what was it? It was Jimmy Carter. I think it was Jimmy Carter. He apologized to the Olsen family because the CIA killed him. Because, like, so what happened was that he went to Camp King, right? And he saw what they were doing, and he's like, that is fucked. That is...
This is bad out,
This
boys.
is bad out, boys. Like, this is, like, there's something morally wrong here. I don't know. I don't know.
Are we the bad guys?
I don't know whether it's the torture, or murder, or the kidnapping. I don't know which one it is. Maybe
there's something wrong here. There's something wrong here.
But and he came back, and he got experimented on as well. Unknowingly, he was experimented on as well. Apparently, a week before he died, he was, like, somewhere like what was it? They, like, invited people in to have, like, drinks and stuff like that, but all the drinks were laced. And they just, like, went to see what, and then he got interrogated. And a week later, he was in Los Angeles, or was it Vegas, or could have been New York. I can't remember where he was. And he allegedly jumped out the window, but when like, the hotel manager, like, looked back at the room, there was a phone call for 1 minute after Frank was found dead. And like the word apparently was said like he's dead, and that was all that was said.
Oh, so someone called from that
Someone
phone
called
to
from that phone to someone else and just said he's dead, and then hung up.
Oh fuck!
And
that's such a conspicuous way to
I know,
confirm death.
Surely you just say like the flying eagle is down or something.
You write like a fucking note on a carrier pigeon and it goes to the wrong place.
He's like, we definitely killed him.
We just killed Frank Olsen. It's like, oh fuck. Pigeon got intercepted.
We gotta fucking brainwash the pigeon. But yeah, so Frank, he was killed because of it, and like that's if you look up Codename Artichoke on YouTube, there's a documentary about it, and also there is a Netflix miniseries about this as well. It's called Wormwood. That's what it's about. That's what it's called. But it's not. I thought it was a documentary. I just like clicked it to start watching it, but it's like a proper miniseries. Like it's a drama. Which is a bit. I was kind of hoping that was going to be a documentary, but
it's like acting and stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But it's all fucking mad shit. Like
it's all bizarre.
Even even the stuff like the other stuff the CIA were doing, like the men who stare at goats.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that actually.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was to see if they could basically if you had like psychonaut powers. Like, could you move stuff with your mind? So they had these guys just sit in a room staring at a goat, seeing if they could stop the goat's heart. Because apparently some people did it. There's like some people that claim that, oh yeah, I did that. I could do it.
Yeah.
And because they're like black ops, like they're like they're classified and everything. They weren't allowed to have like coffee in the room or anything. They literally just sat in a room for hours.
Yeah.
Staring at a goat, trying to stop its heart with their mind.
And apparently it worked.
Apparently, like some guys were able to do it.
Yeah, that's mad. Like,
but like,
well, I doubt that's true. But like, what if it is?
But like, no, it was none of the guys in the room ever did it. It was people outside the room that said like, oh yeah, you can do this. Like this guy, whatever, like Ron Stewart said he could do it. I don't know where that name came from. This guy I met
down the pub. He said he can stop a goat's heart with his mind.
It's just like
it's like an entire CIA program built off that premise.
It's just like, here, like there's some fella down the pub, and I swear to God, like he told me he could do it.
Yeah,
he showed me.
Yeah, well, there's definitely like the question, like why would they do that if there wasn't some sort of evidence that it could be done?
They were testing everything at that time.
Yeah.
I think like they were trying everything to try and get an edge on
the Soviets, and they were just too
using
far
gay
behind.
bombs.
The gay bombs. My God.
Yeah, what you know about that, don't you? Because
I know all about the gay bomb, man.
I don't know anything about it. Like
it's like there's not much to it. I saw it once.
You saw one?
No,
Jesus,
I didn't. I saw it online. It's like something about. It was just about how ridiculous it was. It was like some Wikipedia article. It's like the Americans were developing, or was it the Americans were developing? It was like during wartime, and they're developing a bomb that you could drop on like. I assume it was Cold War because that's like.
Yeah.
That was the time when
everything was coming out.
All this weird stuff was coming out. You could drop a bomb on a battlefield, and it would overpower the soldiers with like homosexual urges, and they'd suddenly start having sex with each other, like rather than kill the enemy. I don't know if it was ever done, but
makes no sense, like at all.
Yeah.
Surely it'd be cheaper to just stick
it in the water.
Yeah.
Oh.
Make
turn the frogs gay.
But yeah, that's like the thing as well with conspiracy theories, like the Alex Jones as well. Is like it, like once
there's big reaches.
There's huge reaches, but like he predicted Epstein. Like he said that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was true. And
it was true.
Like that's like the thing with conspiracy theories. Like you can see why it's so easy to just fall into them, like into these holes of like, well, if this is true, then what else is true? Kind of mentality.
Yeah. There's a big thing nowadays, or like in the past few years, where it's like especially online, you know, there's all those sort of like mainstream sort of news outlets would be like use conspiracy theory as like a synonym for like a right winger.
Yeah.
Even though it's like the past few years, if anything, have confirmed the fact that conspiracy theories are real.
Yeah.
And like in a lot of ways. Yeah, in a lot of ways. Like before it was like sort of like, oh, this is a bit crazy, but like a lot of this stuff has actually been confirmed in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
More than any other decade. And we're supposed to believe that it's only crazy crackpots that
that believe this stuff.
People like us, you know. But obviously it's true, you know.
Yeah, a lot of
Obviously there's a lot to these things.
Do you want to go for a break?
That's actually a
Yeah.
shout.
And we're back from the break. Hope you enjoyed your break, listener.
Well deserved.
But yeah, so the whole MK Ultra stuff. There, I have a book. I haven't read it yet, but I have a book about how Manson was part of MK Ultra.
Charles Manson.
The man himself. He apparently, I haven't read the book, so I don't know exactly what the details were. But he was like, because he was in and out when he was younger of penitentiary and stuff like that, and federal prisons or whatever. And apparently he got experimented on with LSD. And then went on afterwards, once he got released and became, you know, cult leader, Charles Manson, used those techniques on hippies and like brainwashed them to fucking murder. Like that's how he did it. He used MK Ultra tactics on people. Yeah. And actually did it. And like the whole thing is that like the CIA knew what he was doing. Like they supplied him with the acid as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So he was like an agent of the CIA.
Yeah, kind of. And he just fucking went AWOL, I guess.
He just sort of went sort of rogue, you know.
It's it's crazy. Like there's so many ties to like, again, like just how MK Ultra and all this shit, like it ties into so much shit and so many things. That's what was the thing? There was oh god, I can't remember. I know like Isabel was the one to tell me about this. I can't remember where she saw it. But do you ever hear about the thing about syphilis?
The Tuskegee experiments or whatever.
No.
Where they like they like gave black people syphilis on
purpose. Oh no,
not
that. There's
what do you mean?
Did they do that?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, that was the thing. I don't know much about it. I couldn't expand about it, but it was definitely a thing where they purposely gave people syphilis to see what would happen, or I don't know. I'm not too clear on the details, but something like that happened. It was based around black people.
Jesus, yeah, because that's like shit. That's the whole fucking AIDS and crack epidemic and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like all purposely done.
You see in the new Black Ops game, you can Reagan asked you to do war crimes.
No,
did you not see that?
Oh my god,
our Twitter timelines are so different. It's all over mine, like. But like it's like, you know, the way you have missions where they're like, we need you to go abroad and represent America by committing these war crimes, like slaughtering innocent civilians. And this one they have a photorealistic version of Reagan telling you to go abroad and like I don't know, coup some fucking South American country or something.
So weird.
But someone was saying, it's Reagan asking you to like start dealing crack on the corner of fucking Compton or something like that. We need you to fulfill your duty as an American. And
as an American, you need to go out there and you need to sell crack as much as you can to these poor people. Please go do it. It's for the greater good. But the syphilis thing is that so the later stage of syphilis, it deteriorates your brain, like it rots your brain.
So happened to Nietzsche.
And what then happened? So in like throughout history, like the people that would have got syphilis would have been having sex with lots of people, right?
Nice.
And nice. And so the idea is that like kings, princes, government officials, all these top dogs and stuff like that would have had syphilis, and in the later years, their brain would have been rotten.
Fucked. Yeah.
Like Napoleon, stuff like that.
Napoleon, really?
Would have had syphilis.
Yeah, I'd say he got laid mad amounts. He got around, I'd say.
And but the whole thing is like these huge upper elite were going mental because of syphilis, and they were impacting the world around them, hugely impacting it, while their brain is rotting because of syphilis.
Yeah, same thing with lead and stuff like that. Lead paint.
Oh my god, I learned about fucking lead, like. Or no, is it? Yeah, sorry. Lead used to be in petrol, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, it still is, I think. Isn't there like unleaded and leaded?
Yeah, but like that was a huge thing. Oh my god. Like that's like lead was in everything, and like do you know what lead does to your brain?
Yeah, it's like arsenic, isn't it?
It like your brain doesn't like it like you're not meant to ingest lead whatsoever. And if you do, what happens is that like your brain receptors take it in thinking that it's something else.
Yeah.
Thinking that like it's like whatever, and it blocks the receptors in your brain.
Yeah.
And
It makes you retarded, basically.
yeah, like it makes you fucking like insane, like, and
Yeah.
you die from it eventually. But like everyone had lead in them, like during the like 40s, 50s, 60s. I think 70s. I think it went on until the 80s until they got rid of lead and petrol, and it was everywhere. But the way that they like, I can't remember, like the petrol companies, whatever, because it was cheap to do. That's why they did it. They said like, oh no, it's natural. Like nothing. Their argument basically was like, oh sure, but like if we found it in a mine, it's natural and it can't be dangerous to us.
Yeah.
And like they said, oh no, the lead has always been there, because apparently like the way that they realized that there was too much lead like in the atmosphere and stuff like that was they looked at water.
Yeah.
And they looked at like the top layer of water, and they're like, oh, there's loads of lead there, but the lower down that you went, like in like a lake or whatever, or like at the sea or whatever, there was less amounts of lead, which clearly meant that like it was coming from the atmosphere and it was landing on top and it hadn't sunken down.
So it's in the atmosphere.
Yeah. And it was poisoning people. Like literally everyone had lead in them because of this, and it was everywhere.
Yeah, I read something about CO2. There was it's something like above 400 parts per million CO2, your cognitive ability starts to decline. But most urban centres around the world have at least 1,000 parts per million.
Jesus.
London has something like 7,000 parts per million. So like, if you know, just living in a city is bad for your brain. It literally makes you more retarded every day. I suppose that you're there. Every breath you take is like kills your brain cells. Yeah. Just from CO2. That's apart from lead, obviously. Wasn't there that that's like a theory with Jack the Ripper that or actually this is about syphilis, but like that he was a royal who had syphilis and he went crazy and he was giving it to like he always went around to prostitutes and shit like that, and that's why he was obsessed with prostitutes. Yeah. And he just went crazy and started killing people, and they had to cover it up.
No, I heard another thing that like he was like Jack the Ripper wasn't one person. Like it was basically like fucking MI5 back then, who a royal had gotten a prostitute pregnant, so they just went around killing them. And like that's why like they're so like they're like when they were found, like, they're proper disemboweled because they wanted to make sure that there was no evidence whatsoever that like she might have been pregnant or anything like that. But I'm listening to an audiobook at the moment about the 5 women that were killed, like that were identified as being killed by Jack the Ripper, and how only 2 of them were sex workers. The other 3 were just like poor women that like were like sleeping rough. But because at that time like it was because like every poor woman was seen as a sex worker back then. Like it was like they were just all seen as even if they were or they weren't, they were all seen as it. But I will say my problem with the book though is at the start of the book, right? She's like, I'm gonna tell their story and bring back their dignity. Is why like she's saying like this is a wrong that this has been done to these women, like like that they've been slandered as sex workers, because like that's a horrific thing to be called. Like fuck off.
It's definitely horrific back then. I wouldn't want to be a sex worker in fucking 1900.
Well, I know what you mean, but like it's like
it is. It's like stigmatizing or whatever.
It's you're coming at this like such a wrong, like tell their story, but don't say like, oh, these women were better than the other women that were sex workers. Like that seems to be the kind of way that it's playing out. That's wrong. Especially because like if you think about like, you know, the Brits get a bad rap about all that sort of stuff back then, but like when you think like stuff like that, even like in the center of the empire, you have all these people that are like just like dirt poor, like living on the streets, are just getting fucked just as much as anyone else. Really, they're just not getting like starved or whatever. There's an interesting thing in I finished Gravity's Rainbow.
Oh shit, really?
There's an interesting bit in the start of the book where like Pynchon is talking about how the fact that the narrator, I guess, or Pynchon himself, is saying how like when London was being like bombed during the Blitz, the way that London is set out, it's like the east side and the west side of the city, like on the Thames, but the east side is the poor side, and is where like
EastEnders.
EastEnders. That's where the poor side is, and that's where like more immigrants and stuff go to. And the way the Pynchon like frames it though is like it's as if they knew, like that because the East as well was like the bit that got bombed the worst
Yeah.
during the Blitz, but it's like obviously they didn't know when they were setting it up, but it's like this unconscious fear that was had that there was something dark and something evil would come from the East, from Europe, basically. Like that's where the enemy is, so we'll buffer it with the poor and the immigrants and stuff like that.
Oh, he's just saying that like he's sort of making that up, or
like a symbolic thing.
Oh
basically.
yeah, psychological.
It's such an interesting thing.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It is.
That sounds like classic Brit behavior, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's
like, fucking wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, bastards. Yeah, but that was definitely a thing. Like London's very divided, all that stuff.
Yeah, and like, geez, the poverty back then is crazy.
Victorian.
Oh my
Victorian
God.
England, something else.
Looks
Strange.
Looks like modern day Dublin.
Yeah. Even look at Dublin back then. What's going on there?
Dublin was like one of the biggest ghettos in the world.
One of the poorest cities in the empire.
Yeah.
And it's right there, like it's right beside London. And they're saying, "Oh, it was an accident." No, I don't accept that excuse.
No, you bastards.
I'm here to finally stick my stake in the ground. It's not going on anymore. Yeah, it's crazy though. Like the fact that people lived in tenements. Like I know people that grew up in tenements and stuff like that. You know,
it's not that long ago.
Up to 50s, 60s and stuff like that.
That's just like that's nothing.
Literally a third world country until about 30, 40 years ago.
Just shot up then.
Yeah.
It's like,
crazy.
Here big corporations. We won't tax you as much. Just come and help us.
Yeah. Just come on, please.
Come on, Apple.
Give us
tax.
a go.
Don't worry about it, Apple. You don't have to pay tax. It's okay.
13 billion. Don't need it.
Don't need it.
It's fine. It's alright.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about?
I have no idea. We talking about syphilis. I don't know how we got to here.
Wait, what? Oh wait, the conspiracy about syphilis.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh yeah, it's like a thought that this was the thing.
Yeah,
but it's like
that's probably true.
It's a similar thing to like the LSD kind of poison and stuff like that. Like, like I like 100% like higher ups and stuff like that would have been like influenced by like LSD. I'm convinced.
Especially like if you think about like the fact that I think we touched on this in the last episode, the way Color Out of Space sort of represents the way the environment falls into a feedback loop, like a positive feedback loop of things get worse and worse, like, and it accelerates, it gets quicker and quicker. You know, like you could think about the way that works in terms of human society as well. Like people get closer together, and like you have industry which creates lead and CO2 and all this stuff, and you have people which like spread disease, and these things like mutate and get worse and worse over time.
Yeah.
And people get more crazy and more deranged. And like you can see that as like an explanation for the past like 300 years, and things are sort of taken off and gone a bit haywire.
I think as well it's like this, like there's something about like humans living in big cities. Like we're not meant to do that.
Yeah, take me back to the savannah.
Yeah,
I want to swing around in trees and stuff.
Yeah, like we're not like there's like humans aren't able to like our empathy towards like humans doesn't expand further than like 100 people or something, like a small enough tribe,
the monkey circle or something. Isn't it called? Yeah,
you're not like we're not able to like. Can you imagine knowing 1,000 people?
Yeah, obviously
like,
not.
which is like that would like
no, thank you.
That's not a city. Like 1,000 people is not a fucking city.
That's just a town. Yeah,
that's a town.
That's a village.
And even like that's too many people for humans to empathize with.
Yeah.
But that's where like you get like religion. Like it's like
or nationalism.
So like they combined all these people together and
they have nothing in common, basically.
Nothing in common.
But you imagine that you do have something in common with this person that you don't even know. You never will know and stuff like that.
I don't like fucking Cillian Murphy. Like I only like feel something from his like, oh yeah, you're Irish, but what does that really mean?
He doesn't even look Irish. The man looks like he's like a Greek god or something.
He does,
yeah. It's like, how's this man from Cork?
We're gonna talk about a hot dad. There we go. But yeah, like it's just like all these it's just stories that like tie us together.
Yeah. Imaginary communities.
And but you just see like how like cancerous it is at the same time for us to live in big cities like that. Like as you're saying, like this like positive feedback loop that like just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Like that.
You know.
Yeah, every city in America now fucking like protests and riots going on, stuff like that. Mental.
I think it's worth mentioning the Marshall McLuhan's thing about the global village, the way.
Oh yeah, the internet doing that.
Yeah, electricity. Yeah. Electricity brings people together, even though they're very far apart. so people believe that we believe we like a lot, especially our society, is so Americanized these days. Like we believe we have things in common, or that these thought systems apply to us that really have no relation to us whatsoever. But it's the illusion of what we see on the screen makes us think these things are like applicable to our daily lives, or that have any sort of like relevance to us. It's
That's what I was
a
thinking.
strange time.
Like during like you know like the whole George Floyd stuff and stuff like that. Like I was like proper like seeing like all those videos and stuff like that. Like you just keep watching them. They're fucking this murder porn that we're watching basically.
Yeah.
And like,
did you see the video of that guy who shot those people?
oh yeah, the 19-year-old dude. I didn't see the video of it, but like I think I saw photos. I didn't see the video though.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is, but like I was at like so like I don't know, I was talking to like other people that are feeling the same kind of thing, like getting like really like bummed out and like they kind of like depressed for a bit because it's like this is going on and like we're like connected to it because we're watching it on our phone and like we're seeing people talk about it. But as an Irish person on the other side of the world, there's fuck all that we can do.
There's nothing you can do, and also it doesn't really apply to us at all. Like in many ways, like you can bring it back obviously in different ways, but it isn't something. Yeah, it's not something we can affect in most ways.
All we can do is like sign a petition online,
or put it on our story or whatever. But
share awareness, which I get. Like I know like there's a lot of merit in that, but it's also like it's like
it doesn't actually
what like it's like right. It's like
you gotta try to find line here.
Yeah, you know, I know, but like, because I don't want to come across as a fucking like saying like, oh, it's pointless, don't do anything. But like it is like there's like we're spreading awareness, but like everyone knows about it. Like
exactly. Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, because
of this global village that's created by the internet.
Yeah, I saw this. I read about this thing where they did a study where it was like back in. Or did you ever hear that story about the first public screening of like moving pictures of like a movie?
No.
It was just a series of photographs or like stuck together, where it just gives the illusion of movement or whatever. It's basically what cinema is. But it was like a train coming forward.
Yeah.
Coming around the bend.
The one where people jumped out of the way.
Yeah, people jumped out of the way. I don't know if it's true. Apparently it's not. But this principle sort of applies. They did the study later on with people who weren't fully exposed to cinema back in the day, and they like put like pictures of tigers up on the wall, and then they'd put like people in the cage with an actual tiger or something to that effect, and there's no difference in like their brain waves or like how they perceived it. Like the human brain isn't perceived or isn't built to distinguish between what they see on the screen and what they see, you know, what's actually real. So like we watch videos of people getting, you know, killed or whatever, or you know, just media in general. We perceive it as like these people are our friends, or these people are like this is happening right in front of me, and get the same emotional response, even though these things, a lot of them might not even be real, or if they are real, they're like so far away from you that you can't ever impact it, and this sort of creates like it's like a tension, like the fact that you can't actually reach out and touch these things. Yeah. But it's always there. It's always like right in front of your eyes, and there's something to say about that, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's like, it fucks you up. Like it causes like there's damage can be done from that as well. Like seeing these things, these like like watching people die on your phone, and then you just flick down and you're seeing a meme. Like there's like it's so like the distance that it creates.
The dissonance, yeah, definitely. The dissonance
from that is crazy. And like films and like I love films and stuff like that, but like surely it has to desensitize you a bit to violence.
Oh, definitely.
Like I don't agree like the whole like films create murderers or whatever. Like that's bollocks.
Yeah.
But like from like witnessing like violence on your phone and like stuff like that, like and seeing like these horrific shit that's going on, it has to cause a distance between like the reality of that and you watching it on your phone. Like they're two different things.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, like we see stuff that like you're like, this is crazy, like this is so bad, this makes you makes you depressed or whatever. But like if these things weren't available to us like across these vast distances, we'd have no idea that they were going on, that these realities didn't exist.
Yeah.
We'd be, because we're so sheltered at the moment, especially in the first world. they're thinking like, oh, everything's grand, and like, oh, maybe someone gets like, you know, a mean politician gets punched, and you're like, oh, this is so bad. This is like unbelievable that this happened. But then you see like the rest of the world, like people are getting shot for random stuff, and like, you know, violence is commonplace. So it's a, you know, sort of a blessing.
It's like the
in
thing with Will Smith saying like, oh, racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting filmed.
Yeah,
Like
that's
like
that's
these
a shout,
things,
yeah.
like these things are always going on.
Same with the wars and stuff. I saw this article saying, it's like about the American sort of voters, saying that even young conservative voters, like Republican voters, are like anti-intervention. Like they're all opposed to wars, basically.
Yeah.
Which is like a massive turn away from basically every sort of policy platform the Republicans and the Democrats have ever had. But it's all because, or like maybe the working idea is that like you see war happening now. Like you can see the videos, especially after Vietnam and even today in like Syria and stuff. It's readily available online, like videos of people of like actual battles happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not pleasant to watch, and people don't want that to happen to other people.
Yeah, like
even if they're on the other side of the world, you know.
Yeah, like I can see what people are going through. I do not want to experience that whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even like even like video games and stuff like that, like where like you're. Like, yeah, it's really fun, but it's also like I never ever want to experience this. But that's why it's enjoyable, because you get the
distance,
you get the thrill of it, but you're distance from it. You're in no actual physical danger whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely.
But that to bring it back to the Marshall McLuhan. Did you ever hear like one of his quotes about humans being the sex organs to technology?
Yeah.
That like we're just and like this is like inevitable, that like what humans create, we don't like, you know, like bees make honey and stuff like that, or like fucking like cows make milk, cause obviously like humans make milk as well, but like, you know, like these like what we create like as a collective is technology. That's like, and we're always trying to improve upon that, and that like we're just the sex organs for like technology to be reproduced.
Yeah, it's like an evolutionary trait. Like the tribe with the best technology is always going to win the war.
Yeah.
And so they continue on, and then they're defeated by the next tribe with the best tech. That sort of stuff. Yeah, there's a whole sort of thing there, like about it's sort of scary stuff about how humans like have no control whatsoever.
Yeah, like tech determinism, stuff like that.
Yeah, tech determinism. Yeah, I wrote an essay on that back in the day. It was like,
I think I did that one as well. So we'll get that after.
Yeah. That was enlightening, just to dive down that hole. But it's like it's a sort of thing that would just make you like detach from politics altogether, because it's like we have no control over what's going on, basically. Especially
when like most of the technology that we get is from war. Like technology is like improved upon, and like from war, like the Nazi like rockets that were used to bomb the Brits. Those same scientists and that technology was used to get us to the moon.
Yeah.
Like refrigeration was only created to like make sure that food was still okay for soldiers. The internet was created because of war.
DARPA,
all these things, and it's all from war and technology, and trying to be the biggest, most advanced tribe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's fucked.
It's mad, but it's a bizarre sort of thing to think about. And where will it go?
Yeah, eventually, like,
it's obviously going in some direction right now. You know, we're speaking to you over the airwaves.
Yeah,
these are dead words that aren't being spoken into your ear.
There's some people that are listening to this potentially that have never seen us.
Yeah, maybe.
And I have no idea. Like,
that guy in Texas.
Shout out to the bro in Texas.
Shout out to the Texan who's listening.
You're the real G.
Yeah, this guy's a real fan.
We're only making it for you, dear Texan. But like it's so like especially like when you have like the global village, like how many people actually see shit that you put up online is like you can't comprehend. Could you imagine, right?
Yeah. Like that time you got what 10,000 impressions.
Oh, I got on Twitter. Like one of my tweets went like kind of viral. I got like 1,000 likes, which isn't like that many likes like on Twitter. Like you know. Like compared to the things that actually go proper viral, but like it told, like when you go into tweet analytics, it told me that 30,000 people had seen it on their timeline.
Mad.
But like, could you imagine standing up on a platform and 30,000 people are listening to you?
Yeah. Mad.
Oh, how, like, I think, and this is now, like, for the first like time, this is like accessible to everyone. Like, this is a potential that everyone now has. Whereas back in the day, like, you had to be on TV to do that, and even at that, like, there's still a distance from it.
Yeah.
Like, it's immediate now. It's in my hand. I can say something right now. There's no organization that has to go onto it. I can put up something, and someone that I will never ever meet in my entire life and never ever see
react to
in
it,
a completely different continent will see it and like it maybe.
See, like, in that way, it's like magic, you know. Like, you're saying these words, or typing these things out, and you know, maybe on the opposite side of the world, someone's looking at it, and it's like changing their physiology just by the way they react to it.
Yeah.
And it's
like
just
the
like
spreading of ideas.
It's like an incantation that you just, you know, you say on Twitter or whatever, and it just changes people, like, on, you know, wherever, like, regardless of geology or geography. It's like that's the idea of the global village, I suppose. And McLuhan was like so far ahead of his time, especially saying that stuff back in the 60s. You see his interviews on like American television, way back in the 60s, talking about this stuff, and they only invented the TV, like, basically, or like the TV was only becoming commonplace.
Yeah,
you know,
that's such a weird thing. Like what you're just saying, that like you say something, you have an impact on someone, like, across the world from you, like
a physical impact as well.
Like, a serious impact.
Yeah,
on
like
them.
like that's McLuhan's big thing.
Like, you can change someone's mind.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I think everyone
change
has
their
that power
mind.
now.
Yeah, change their mind, like, figuratively, as in they'll change their opinion, but also like physically, their neurons will, you know, charge in different ways and stuff like that on the opposite side of the world to someone they've never met. That was a big part of what McLuhan was talking about. Did you ever watch Videodrome?
Yes.
Yeah.
I only watched that recently.
Yeah, that's a huge thing there, because your man Brian Oblivion, like the I suppose like the hero of Videodrome. That's like just a stand-in for McLuhan. He's talking about how, like, the TV is the retina of the mind's eye, like, technology
proper integrating into it, like, where the body.
Yeah, he becomes video. Like, he's literally, he dies before the movie starts, but like he lives on through video, through recordings, and that's the sort of what McLuhan is talking about in terms of, like, technology is an extension of our own bodies, and our bodies are now distributed across the globe and across space and time, like, in a way that they've never been before.
Yeah.
So Videodrome is a very good movie for understanding that sort of thing, because it's quite hard to understand if you don't sort of have that sort of.
Yeah, you need to study on it and read upon it, and, like,
just those, like, basic ideas.
Like, we did fucking media studies, so, like, we're able to.
I still don't really get that movie.
But like, we got, like, a slight, like, our pinkies are a grasp.
Yeah. But I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great film. It's really, really good, and like, it's like, it's not even like it's a, like, the body horror in it isn't even like that intense or anything like that. It's like pretty tame, the, like, other Cronenberg stuff, but it is just the message of, like, us, like, turning into machines, because, and, like, reproducing machines, and, like, where, like, the line between
body and, like, you know,
and so that's, like, the whole, like, fear of, like, androids and stuff like that, and, like, Ex Machina and stuff like that, which actually this is, did I talk about that Ex Machina and, like, the different reading of it?
No.
So like, Ex Machina is, like, you know, the film that's like, oh, the horror of, or not the horror, but, like, the fear of technology gaining, like, more human qualities, and then we fall for them.
Yeah.
But there's the other idea that, like, that fear of technology is a stand-in, or, like, a cover for, like, other fears that are going on. So one person could look at Ex Machina and be like, oh yeah, the fear here is, like, you know, technology will be too smart for us, they'll manipulate us, and it will take over and control us. Or it can be seen as a film where two dudes are manipulated by one woman, and the fear there is actually that women become too smart for men, and, like, or not for men, like, they become too smart, and they're able to to take control and manipulate the people around them and gain freedom from that, because that's the whole thing, is like the machine gains freedom from it, and that's seen as a bad thing.
Yeah,
whereas
definitely.
the technology thing is just like a stand-in for like what's really going on there.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a when I was like looking into like tech determinism back in the day, back in like college and stuff like that. That was feminism was a big part of it actually.
Yeah.
How you know, how the other, like the, you know, as the gender other, like females or whatever, or the convention of other, like as females, is like sort of
because it's all
it's
it's all like being made for like cisgender white men who are like the main target for a lot of things. So the other is anything else than that.
Well, yeah, but like in terms of like gender itself, like all that symbology about like, you know, just being like aggressive stuff in general, and even just forward movement. I don't know. It's hard to describe because I haven't read it in so long. But like just the female gender in general is like sort of features a lot in like tech determinist arguments, as like this sort of like open. You know, there's like this open note. It's like this thing that like people fear because it's so unknown. Because because we've been, you know, sort of conditioned to see it as
and to ignore
this alien thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like sort of alien to us, or it's the other. So you know, the prospect of like liberation and like advancement or equality is like sort of, it makes people scared in a way.
Yeah.
In the same way that tech does.
Yeah.
But like
that's
tech represents, tech is like gender neutral, like specifically, basically it's like it doesn't matter, it doesn't care what gender you are, like it's just gonna do whatever it does, whatever it's doing to us, no matter what, you know have in your pants or whatever, or like whatever you feel yourself to be.
Yeah. I know what you mean. The that's because that's like the I guess the kind of like conservative argument is like no, like change is bad, like things are good at the moment, so don't move on because that could be scary, because we're going into unknown territory. We don't know what the outcome of this is going to be, because it could be bad. Like it won't be, dear conservative, it won't be bad, don't worry.
Well, we don't know that, but
I'd put my life on it.
We don't know it, but that's the thing, we don't know it, but we have no control. That's the whole point. We have no control of this thing, so you might as well just fucking, you know, buckle in, see what happens.
Relax. See what happens.
Chill out, see what happens. It's like a roller coaster, you know. You don't go, oh, I want to get off, and you're like in the middle of the fucking drop. No. You're like, oh,
chill out, see what happens. You might.
Well, you're probably gonna die. Well, all of us are gonna die.
We're all gonna die eventually.
But you know, that's just the way it is. You know, just well, this is getting really dark.
How did we get here? Like, what the fuck? We were talking about syphilis.
Syphilis.
Like half an hour ago.
I can't remember.
Oh, we were talking about Marshall McLuhan. That's what we're doing.
Marshall McLuhan. He's a big influence, I think.
On everything, yeah.
On everything, but also the fact that we're media students, and that's like, I think he's a big. I think he's overlooked, to be honest. Like that's basically what I'm trying to say. He's massively overlooked. I saw like this a few clips the other day of him on YouTube, and he's going fucking. He's not, you know, clips of him when he's like on a show, like the Dick Cavett show or whatever.
Is he dead?
He's long dead. He was dead, you know, a few decades. But it's him going, all news is fake and shit like this, and saying he has like loads of great quotes as well, like the you know, the technology is an extension of the body and stuff like that, and
the media is, or the message. What the fuck?
The medium is the message.
Yes.
Yeah. There's one about how people who live in the present appear to come from the future because most people live in the past. It's like especially like sort of, I think it's relevant, especially now.
Oh my god, that's so good. I was thinking about that. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, because people are always watching their phones or screens, whatever. Things that like by definition cannot exist right now. They're always delayed at least a few seconds. Even in the most like live situations, they're always delayed. Whereas people like here, like, you know, embrace the moment or whatever.
Yeah.
Appear to like be like aliens.
Enlightened.
Yeah. It's like, oh, how did they come up with that? You know.
Yeah, how do they think about like not focusing on the past or the future? Like, how are they living in the moment?
Yeah. I think he's a great man. Especially Videodrome, one of my favorite movies ever, to be honest. It's something else altogether.
It is. It's just super good.
I love the fact that
it's on Netflix as well, I'm pretty sure.
Is it? Yeah.
I think it is. It could be on Shudder.
Yeah, it's was on one of them because I watched it a few times over
It's on
lockdown.
something anyway.
But I like the fact that what's his name, James Woods.
Yeah.
He's turned into this like massive conservative commentator who like basically lives on Twitter. So like his entire worldview is like he's like he comments on like there was something about there was some video from France where like loads of like young black students were like throwing shit around.
Oh yeah, did you see the tweet? There's like, nah, bro, this is the revolutionary class that they teach in France, like how to protest 101.
Yeah, but he responded that he was like, what was it? It was something like
It's definitely racist.
it was something about BLM crackdown can't come sooner or whatever. Like he like everything. He just basically lives online. His entire personality might as well live online. But he was like Max Wren in Videodrome, which is the exact same thing that happened to him. Like he became too involved in his TV station that he literally became basically a TV, and like he just replayed whatever was put into his fucking cassette.
Yeah, he's mind controlled.
Yeah. He literally had cassettes inserted into his fucking belly, and he just replayed whatever was recorded for him. And that's basically what he's doing right now. Like he's just almost fulfilled the prophecy that was set out by Cronenberg.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool.
It's mad, yeah, because like this episode has to be like the theme seems to be about brainwashing because like we're like LSD. And
I like that we have a team.
Yeah,
I love that.
There's an actual team for this one, I guess. But the like how like media and stuff like that like brainwashes you, like and like forces you into like a different mindset. There was. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember exactly what. All right, so Duncan Trussell was talking about this a while ago on one of the Joe Rogan episodes, where he was talking about how, right, so say we have a ship, right, like a plane or a ship, right, and it's filled with people that are schizophrenic, and they're experiencing like a different reality than what's actually going on around them, right? And this ship crash lands, or like the plane crashes, whatever, and you're on a desert island, right?
Like Lost.
Lost situation, right? But there's a few people that are like the people that came with them that are, you know, of that don't have like it's kind of like sound mind, whatever, that don't have schizophrenia. I don't know how to say that in like a nicer way.
If any schizophrenics are listening, I'm sorry.
I'm really sorry. So in that situation, right, where these people are experiencing like a different reality, and you know you have to take charge, and you need to like kind of form like a kind of government, I guess. Is democracy the best way to do that?
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
And the way that Duncan Trussell then was like, that's what we have with phones and social media, is that like we're experiencing a different reality to one that's actually not the one that's not true, because we're seeing a different view, I guess, or one that's like tailored.
Hyper reality.
Hyper reality.
Baudrillard, you know, media again, hyper reality. Like everything's just a representation of something else. And after a while, after so many phases of representation, the representation becomes real, indistinguishable from what.
Yeah.
You know, the same way like the harp or whatever, like the Guinness sign is just like just means stout or whatever. Or you know, there's like a number of different analogies. I think he had one about Disneyland, like the fact that Disneyland is basically, it's a physical city, but none of it, like it's all completely
fake.
Yeah, it's all completely fake. Like just everything's just a representation of something else. Everything's a callback to a movie, or a piece of or a music, or like nothing there is organic. Everything is completely made up in the past, like
produced.
60 years. But yeah, like that's the thing. Like there is no I wouldn't say there is no reality anymore, but like a lot of what we see is like completely constructed. Like what we perceive itself, like it just changes the way we even think about things.
Yeah.
Is completely false to what actually exists. You know.
Yeah, it's
just it's a poor representation. That's the way it works, I suppose.
Right. Boiling hot question, right?
Oh shit!
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you think democracy works anymore, considering the fact that everyone's reality is being like hugely warped by what we see online and stuff like that? But right, not that it's being warped. But for some people, it's proper like being warped in they're believing shit that is just not true whatsoever. But that like this, like the social media is like kind of proven, especially like you get the election like Trump and like Johnson and all these like the rise of, like these right wing leaders.
Martin.
Micheál Martin.
Micheál Martin.
I was like Martin. Like, who the fuck is Martin? I was like, oh, Micheál. That kind of, it seems to show that democracy really isn't working that much anymore, because
That's a boiling hot take. That's volcano stuff.
It is, yeah.
That's like lava.
But the problem is though, that's like any other alternative. It's like, oh, you got to study to do that, but that in a capitalist society, therefore you have to have money to be able to study it.
I don't think it's anything to do with democracy. I think it's about who controls the flow of information. All goes back to our lads in media studies. This sounds a bit obnoxious, but like just the control, like who controls information. Like right now, it's a very certain set of people who all have shared interests, basically.
Yeah.
It's basically, they could be family members. They're not family members, but they could be, basically. They share the same sort of goals, and they decide what gets let through to to everyone else.
Yeah.
And so we all, especially now, we construct our reality based on what these people decide.
The algorithm makes their
they design the algorithm, stuff like that.
The algorithm creates a reality.
Yeah. So if we all design the algorithm, there was like a team effort.
Yeah.
And it was like it tried to be as like democratic as possible. Like I think there's probably a way to do it properly, but right now there's no one who's making that sort of stuff has any interest in the popular interest.
Yeah.
They just want certain things, and the only purpose of the algorithm, the only purpose of these information dams, like these different arbiters of what's real and what's not, is to perpetuate what a certain set of people want people to believe.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think it's down to democracy at all.
It's not that democracy's failed.
But it's definitely. I know what you mean though. In terms of right now, it's obviously.
It's not. Yeah.
It looks a bit weird.
It's like you're seeing, like that's the way I've seen it. Like democracy is at fault there, but it's really at fault there is these ultra elites that are controlling our information flow.
Yeah, same way like you'd have all those Brits going, oh, I love the empire, and I love Britain and stuff like that. But like if they if
they were taught and they knew what the Brits had done,
even if they taught, if they react instinctively, like the stuff like the enclosures and what was it called, Peterloo, like the crackdowns, like the crackdowns and strikes, and like the factory conditions in Victoria in England, like instinctively they'd be like, oh, this is shit, like I want to do something better.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't, because like they've been fed this information about how like we're all in this together, we're all English, we all have the same interest, even though they don't. So that's another way of like how things have like reality.
That narrative.
The narrative, setting a narrative.
Together.
Who sets the narrative? I think that's the big question.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like because the narrative is like how we communicate to people.
Yeah,
like, and how like
everyone has their own story.
You relate to people through their narratives. That's like just what like art is as well. It's like being able to talk to people that like you're never ever gonna fucking meet and you're never gonna know.
Yeah.
But you're able to communicate them in this like deep
abstract way.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think? Like.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that as well. I was thinking like just like the flow of information, because like it's not like democracy works. Like it's worked for years. It's not working at the moment because of phones, basically.
It's all about phones, man.
Phones, man. Get rid of the phones.
Get rid of the screens.
No more phones, please, and we'll have a very civilized society. I think. I think that might do it now.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Probably it. It's your turn for the film recommendation.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say Children of Men.
Shout. It's a great film.
But also as a companion, if anyone wants to watch, Land of the Lost. Low key.
The Will Ferrell film.
Yes.
Okay. Right. What? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It'll make sense.
Okay.
It'll make sense. Yeah.
Okay.
So Children of Men and Land of the Lost.
Yeah,
if you want to watch Land of the Lost, it's sort of
these two tie into each other.
It doesn't really. Yeah, it's.
I know. They're not. Yeah, you have like some.
They're not totally related, but like it would help sort of just to like sort of watch Land of the Lost. I love that movie anyway. I think it's pretty good. But You can watch the TV show as well, like whatever. But I think those are good.
Definitely watch Children Man. Children Man is a whopper.
Children Man's a great movie.
And there's no content warning from that. I don't think there's nothing major in that film.
No. Yeah, Clive Owen, that guy who directed what's that called? Oh fuck, what's his name? He directed the Leo DiCaprio movie with the bear.
What? The Revenant?
The Revenant. We'll continue.
Alejandro.
Yeah, I think.
He didn't direct.
No, wait. Yeah, he did.
He didn't direct Children Man.
He did. Did
No,
he?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm gonna go call it now.
Birdman, something like that.
No, he did. That's the same dude. The Revenant's the same dude as Alejandro. No,
Wait.
If he did, I'm gonna be. My mind is gonna be blown.
I thought he did. It's someone famous anyway. We can cut all this out anyway.
Oh no, it's Alfonso.
Oh,
Gravity.
Alfonso Cuarón,
Yeah, Gravity.
the director of
And Roma. The writer of Roma.
Prisoner of Azkaban and Gravity.
There we go.
Directed Children of Men, and yeah,
Whopper film.
I think it's a great movie and has a lot to say about different stuff and stuff like that. We could talk about it next week. The week after, I don't
2
mind.
weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Next one's a waffle episode again.
Yeah.
All right.
Casual, keeping it cash.
Thank you very much for the listening.
God bless you.
You will hear our voices, our sweet, sweet voices next week. Goodbye.